This journey will give you hands-on experience working with Fabric and also prepare you for the DP-600 exam. The DP-600 is Microsoft's certification for implementing analytics solutions using Microsoft Fabric, focused on designing, creating, and deploying enterprise-scale data analytics solutions. The DP-600 is designed for professionals with expertise in building and deploying enterprise-scale data analytics solutions using Fabric. Candidates are expected to transform data into reusable analytics assets using various Microsoft Fabric components such as lakehouses, warehouses, notebooks, and semantic models. The exam tests the ability to plan, implement, and manage analytics environments, prepare and serve data, and build and optimize semantic models. Candidates work closely with solution architects, data engineers, AI engineers, and data analysts, and they require a good understanding of cross functional collaboration in data projects. In addition to experience with data modeling, transformation, and analytics tools like DAX and SQL, the exam covers version control, deployment practices, and integration of predictive analytics. The exam consists of multiple choice and multiple response questions with a typical duration of around 120 minutes. A score of 700 or above out of 1000 is required to pass the exam. This is the score that indicates competency across various domains covered in the syllabus. The exam is divided into three major sections, one on preparing data, the second on maintaining a data analytics solution, and the third on implementing and managing semantic models. You should know that the exam curriculum was modified as of November 2024, and some additional topics such as working with Apache Spark, using data pipelines and data factory are no longer part of the curriculum for the DP600. Candidates can take the exam online via Microsoft's proctored platform or at authorized testing centers. Microsoft also offers a sandbox that will help you become familiar with the testing environment before you actually take the test. During the exam, you're free to access Microsoft documentation at Microsoft Learn or MS Learn. However, accessing notes, books, or other study materials is strictly prohibited and can lead to immediate revocation of your exam. Any attempt to communicate with others during the exam, whether in person or online, will result in revocation and potential banning from future certifications. So make sure that you don't try this. Installing or running any software that's not part of the exam environment, including, say, screen sharing or remote access tools, is a serious violation. Taking screenshots or recording exam content is forbidden, and if you did this, well, this could lead to permanent revocation of the certification and maybe even legal consequences. Here are some things to keep in mind when you're actually giving the exam. Make sure you don't spend too much time on a single question. So avoid getting stuck on difficult questions. Use the mark for review option and come back to the question if time allows. Do not skip the opportunity to explore the sandbox environment provided before the exam. It will help you get familiarized with the exam layout and tools available. Avoid skimming through questions too quickly. Make sure you read each question thoroughly to understand what is being asked before you actually make your answer choice. Now, this is something I've realized. Avoid changing your answer unless you have a clear reason to do so. Your first instinct is often correct, and maybe second guessing yourself can lead to errors. The exam is multiple choice, so make sure you eliminate obviously incorrect answers to improve your chances of selecting the right one. If you've marked questions for review, make sure you go back and actually review those questions. Use any extra time that you have to revisit and improve your answers. The new updated curriculum for this exam as of November 2024 covers three broad sections. The first is preparing data. This is about 45 to 50% of the exam. This focuses on data acquisition, transformation, enrichment, and ensuring data readiness for analysis, including implementing schemas and resolving data quality issues. 25 to 30% of the exam is on maintaining a data analytics solution. This covers managing analytics infrastructure, implementing governance and security, life cycle maintenance, and workspace configurations. The last 25 to 30% is about implementing and managing semantic models. This is where you'll deal with designing, building, optimizing, and deploying semantic models for enterprise scale analytics. The preparing data section includes questions on data ingestion and connectivity. So, discovering and connecting to data sources through tools like OneLake, creating data connections, and choosing appropriate storage modes for different scenarios. It will include topics like data transformation, where the focus is on shaping data using techniques like filtering, aggregating, merging, joining, and implementing a star schema for lakehouses or warehouses. Under data quality improvement, you'll see topics on identifying and resolving issues such as duplicates, missing, or null values, and converting column data types to ensure data integrity and usability. Schema and enrichment covers adding new columns or tables, denormalizing data, and applying transformations to create optimized structures for analysis. Querying and filtering data utilizes SQL, KQL, and the visual query editor for selecting, filtering, and aggregating data to prepare it for analytical purposes. The section for maintaining a data analytics solution includes security and governance. This is where you'll see configuring workspaces, items, row, column, object, and file level access control, applying sensitivity labels, and endorsing items for secure data access and usage. Lifecycle maintenance is focused on configuring deployment pipelines, managing version control, and performing impact analysis to ensure smooth updates and minimal disruptions to downstream dependencies. Reusable asset management involves creating and updating reusable resources like Power BI templates, that is PBIT files, data source files, PBIDS files, and shared semantic models to standardize workflows. Analytics solution optimization covers implementing performance enhancements for queries, reports, and deployment strategies to maintain efficiency in analytics operations. Integration and dependency management includes leveraging tools like XMLA endpoints for deploying semantic models, configuring one-lake integrations, and resolving issues arising from dependencies on lakehouses, warehouses, or data flows. The last section on semantic models covers designing and building these models, creating models with features like star schemas, relationships, bridge tables, many to many, composite models for advanced analytical capabilities. Optimizing enterprise scale models involves performance improvements through calculation groups, DAX optimizations, dynamic format strings, field parameters, and large model storage formats. Advanced calculations covers writing DAX expressions using variables, iterators, table filtering, windowing functions, and other advanced functions to derive meaningful insights. Configuring data access and refresh includes configuring direct lake for optimized access, implementing incremental refresh, and setting fallback options for seamless data updates. And finally, deploy and manage models uses tools like the XMLA endpoint for deployment, version control, and integration into pipelines to manage semantic models across environments. In this journey, we'll cover Fabric concepts in the following order. We'll first see how you can work with data lakehouses in Fabric, and this will include running PySpark code in notebooks. We'll then move on to storing structured data in data warehouses and using T-SQL to query this data. We'll also see how you can apply row level and column level security to this data. We'll then move on to data pipelines and data flows Gen 2, the data transformation and orchestration technologies in Fabric. The next topic after that will be semantic modeling in Fabric, presenting data in an easy to use format for business analytics. We'll then cover data analysis expressions or basic concepts in DAX, after which we'll move on to Fabric administration and applying roles and workspace settings to secure data in Fabric. We'll do a quick overview of T-SQL or Transact SQL for queries, and we'll round out this journey by talking about data analytics and profiling. Just a heads up that this journey goes beyond the topics in the DP-600 exam. Many topics that we'll cover in this journey are not part of the exam, but they are absolutely essential topics if you need to work with Fabric in the real world. Our course will definitely help you prepare for the exam. In addition, it will give you hands-on experience with important Fabric features, helping you work with Fabric in the real world. For example, lakehouses, warehouses, and PySpark are really not needed in much detail for the exam, but are covered in our course. A few prereqs will help you with this journey if you have a basic understanding of data concepts like data lakes, data warehouses, extract, transform, load, and data modeling that will help you in grasping Fabric's core components. We don't lay a whole lot of emphasis on working with Power BI. However, familiarity with Power BI is beneficial for anyone looking to give the certification. Understanding SQL is important since it's widely used across different Fabric components such as lakehouses and data warehouses. This journey also assumes some basic knowledge of Python. This will be useful when we're working with notebooks in Fabric. And if you have basic knowledge of cloud platforms, specifically Azure, that will make it easier to understand the underlying infrastructure of Fabric, including storage, compute, and integration with other Azure services.